Today though, because it is the beginning of the new year. So, I'm trying to set up things for the new year. And well, here we go. Let's get into it, okay? I hope everybody's doing good. Not sure what you're drinking, but chime in with me and let me know what you may be drinking today. Thank you, Black Tech Book, for chiming in over on Instagram today. I have my hazelnut coffee that I did brew before I came on. I couldn't hold out until 10:30. I needed some coffee. So I brewed it beforehand, okay? But yes, let's talk about today's brew. It is Authors Brew Friday. So let me tell you what I decided to do today. So, no, we do not have an author in studio, but this message, this brew today is for you. All of you out there are authors and you don't even know it. But we're going to talk about it today. So, today it's when you are the author and the story is still unfolding. Y'all want to get into this? Let's get into this. All right. So, you know how we do? We take a pause so we can pour in a purpose. Let me get a sip while people are chiming in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm always curious. I want to know who's chiming in from where. But give me a second. All right. Let's get into today's brew. When you are the author and the story is still unfolding. So, yes, today is Authors Brew Friday, and it's all about you. You are the author today. So, you are taking a seat in my studio from afar. All right. Good morning, Patricia Morgan 9285 over on YouTube. Let's get into this. Yes, she is the latest author coming through. Patricia, I'm not trying to tell your business, but this message is definitely going to be for you. Okay. And anyone like you that has a story that's been bubbling up within you, you're ready to give birth to your baby. And you know what? You found the perfect partner to help push that baby out. Yes, I'm talking about me, HOV Publishing. Yes, I am. Listen, in 2026, we're going to call some things into existence, okay? We're going to call them as though they were. We're going to walk in our authority. We're going to walk in our gifting and our callings, and we're going to own and claim some stuff in 2026. No longer are we just going to give it away for somebody else to reap all the benefits from it. We are going to claim it, we're going to own it, and we're going to do it. So, yes, Patricia, we are calling forth your book, which is going to be an amazing book. I'm not going to drop secrets because you know what? I have to have her come on as a book club author, have her sit in a chair and talk about her own story, but we're going to get into it. Yes, and you just signed up for the book club. Whew, I'm excited. All right, guys, let's get into this because I know there's more out there. I know there's more authors out there that you feel it in you. You know you're an author. It hasn't manifested for you yet. That's why this message today or this brew today is for you. It's going to be so important. We're at the top of a new year. I know people have put on their list, this year is the year I'm going to be a published author. You're in the right place and it's the right time. So let's make it happen, right? So let's get into the conversation. When you are the author and the story is still unfolding. Today is Authors Brew Friday, as I stated. And no, we do not have a guest sitting in studio with us. So picture yourself, you're the guest in the studio, okay? Wherever you may be, picture that you are the guest in the Morning Brew studio. The Authors Brew Morning Brew with Germaine studio. All right. So where we usually really talk about your story. Yes, unfolding your story, your why, what made you decide to go in this direction, to tell this story, to put this book out. So normally It's someone here, but it's you today. All of you. Picture yourself as that person. So I want to pause because not every author's brew will ever require having a guest sit in the chair. But today, the chair is in the community. Everyone has a seat at the table today. All right. All right. So, okay, guys, we're about to really get into this segment. Okay. And this is the segment before we go into our pour into purpose. I want to talk to you um let's get into the point of purpose, because in the point of purpose segment we really kind of unfold some things, break some things down, bring some clarity to things. So let's get into the point of purpose segment. We won't hold out on it. So as a writer, I want to set this up. So as a writer, creatives and visionaries, we are often taught to wait until the story is finished before we talk about it. Wait until the book is published. Wait until the chapter is complete. Wait until it's polished, packaged, and proven. But some of the most powerful moments happen while the story is still being written. And that's what today's brew is going to be all about. Okay, so let's start pouring into purpose. Being an author is not limited to a finished book. So, for all those out there that has put this pressure on yourself, like, I got to get this book done. The book isn't finished. I can't really talk about it. Got it. We're going to shift some things in the way that you're thinking. Okay. All right. So, you are an author the moment you choose meaning over silence. Did you hear me? The moment you choose. So, make a choice. Make that choice today. If you know it's been in you, you've been afraid, you don't know what steps to take, you don't know who you can trust with your story. If you just have all these things that's really stopping you from professing the fact that, yes, I am an author and my story will be told this year. I want you to walk in that authority. I want you to affirm that. I want you to own that. Okay. All right. So see yourself already as an author. Once you choose, once you make a choice, now we just have to help you manifest it. Okay. Don't continue to be silent. Stories begin long before publication. I want you to realize something. I want you to realize through our life journey, we've been taking steps in writing our story. It may not have been written, but we're writing the story every day, every step on our journey. It's telling our story. All we want to do now is package it in a way that others can be blessed by it. Others can receive from it. They can learn from it. It can give them hope. It can give them strength. It can make them feel like, you know what? I'm not in this by myself. There's a bigger community of people out there that I can associate myself with that will understand my story. So remember, it's being written even right now as you're sitting, as you're listening, as you're taking all this in. Okay. All right. Your process matters just as much as your product. The process is everything. That's when you're going to find everything along this journey. Use it. Use it. Patricia, I'm going to use Patricia Morgan, who's on YouTube with us right now. When we sat and we had our next step meeting and everything, such a blessing. And I thank her for just being so transparent to share her story and how it even came about. And so, with that being said, you never know what phase of life you may be in. Pay attention to your life because it can be a story that can transcend through time. It can be a story that's translatable to others to be able to pick up your story and, like I said, get the courage and the strength to go on in their everyday life. It could be someone's answer. So pay attention to what's happening in your own personal journey, this walk of life. Everybody has a story to tell. Some stories may be more traumatic than others. Some stories, they're all different. And never compare yourself. Never compare yourself to the next person or what the next person is doing. Your story is powerful all by itself. Okay? All right. So, as you can see, I get really passionate about this, people's stories, helping them birth it out, help them push it out into the marketplace so others can share in it. So, yeah, I love this. I love doing this. Love empowering and encouraging people. And then to be able to tell them that one story can become multiple revenue streams. One story. And you're still being silent and holding on to it. Remember, stories are currency. Your story is currency. And I don't mean just monetized, just money, even though we want to translate it into a product that can generate revenue and income, but currency for people to be able to get what they need from it, also being able to pour in the lives of others. So stop holding on to it. Let's put it out there. Let's birth it out for others to be blessed by it. All right, so let's continue to pour into purpose, okay? Every chapter doesn't need an audience. Some chapters are written in private. You know your story, and you know pretty much this is a chapter that I'm going to write this out because I need to express this. I need to get this out of me. But as you go through it, you may find that, you know what, I just needed to do that for my own personal therapy. Some parts of this really don't need to be exposed to the world. I just needed it for me. It happens sometimes like that. But I want you to know that your story, it is your story. You be the one to tell it. Don't let anybody tell your story because they may not have the right narrative. They may not have the right agenda, the right motive, whatever it may be. Let your story be yours to tell. All right. And so, okay. Not every season requires explanation. That's the truth. Sometimes do you ever find that you're trying to over explain yourself? Over explain so that you're trying to convince the person on the receiving end your why or your what or your how. Not this year. Don't feel like you have to over explain. Just be. Just do. Let the story do what it's supposed to do. Just that. Be a story that that others can pick up. Others are going to receive it however it aligns with their life at that time. Okay? Because we're all different. We're all in different spaces, different places, different times in our lives. So, what it may mean for you, I always express to authors when you're writing, remember, you know your story, but the reader does not know your story. A lot of times, writers, as you're writing just assuming that they already know. They don't. They're relying on you as the author, as the writer, to share those things with them. So now they can see how it can apply to their own life. Okay. Keep that in mind as you're writing your stories. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's continue to pour in this last part. This year, we're reading differently. Yes. And that's why it's so important with the book club. The book club, and I'm going to go into it a little more after this pour into purpose segment, but I want one of the purpose. Well, let me finish this pour into purpose and then we'll kind of get a little bit into that. Okay. All right. So this year, yes, we're reading differently. We're not just reading books, we're reading intentions, choices, and courage. Did you hear that? Let me say that again. We're not just reading books, we're reading intentions, choices, and courage. We're honoring stories in progress. All right. So start thinking differently, shift the mind. This morning I was talking to my husband and he was referencing something from 2025, and I had to stop him and I said, listen, babe, this is a new year. Whatever took place in 2025 is going to stay right in 2025. We are moving forward with a new mindset, new vision, new ways, new ideas, and we're moving forward in this new year. So 2025, we're just going to lay it to rest. Now, don't get it twisted. Some things may carry over because they've been good for you, but those things that have been weight, burdens, and all that stuff, leave it there. Let it go. New ideas, new connections, new communities, new projects, new opportunities. We're late. We're stepping forward in that. And right now, if you are someone in a book is definitely the thing. Sharing your story. A story is more than just a book. That's just one product, right? A story can be shared in so many different formats. That's why I say one story, multiple revenue streams. You just got to tap into it. The opportunity is there, and you've been waiting on it. You just didn't know how to get to it. That's why partnership is so important. Connecting with community, connecting with people. It's so important because we don't all have the answers. We don't. All right. So let's get into, before we go into our reflection question moments, let me talk a little bit about, and once again, thank you, Patricia, for joining the book club. And you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to pull it up on the screen really quickly so you have an opportunity to be able to go over to morningbrewwithgermaine.com. Let me just put that up on the screen while we're talking about it. I want you to go to morningbrewwithgermaine.com because I want you to be a part of this growing book club community. Okay. And so, Morning Brew, I'm pulling it up right now so I can share it on the screen. Okay, here we go. Let me just share this on the screen really quickly. So if you're trying to figure out how do I join this book club, let me help you real quick. Okay, I want to help you. Yes, I do. I want to help you. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's pull this up on the screen real quick. So we have it up on the screen. Let me remove morningbrewwithgermaine.com is how you can get to this. So let me just take that off the screen real quick so we can talk about this. Okay. All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had it up. So on the screen, this, hold on, I'm sorry, wrong screen. Okay, here we go. On the screen, yes, when you go to morningbrewwithgermaine.com on the website, and the website is still being updated, but when you go here, okay, okay, got it. I got it. So you'll see there's a tab for frequently asked questions. All right. So if you have any questions, you can go in there and find out. But if you are someone that want to participate and you want to be a part of the community with reading the books of the 12 authors that we're going to be engaging with this year, and you want to actually meet the authors and speak to them directly, okay, you will have that opportunity for authors to be able to share in the actual behind the scenes, because we're going to bring some things to this live morning brew Monday. On Mondays is book club Monday that we'll be talking highlights and everything, but you got to be a participant because everything else is members only and it's going to happen behind the scenes. All right. Okay. But to be a participant, you can click on join the book club and go in and fill out the form. The form is here for you to fill out. Okay. So you can become a member. Now, once the form is completed, then what's going to happen is we're going to be notified that you have joined, and to finalize everything, because this is a $1 a month, $1 a month book club, right? For you to gain access, then you'll be able to go into, it's in the form too. It's in the form, whereas the link is there for you to go to buymeacoffee.com/morning brew with Germaine, and you'll be able to physically close out the final step of registering for $1 a month. That's it. All right. So let me just get back to this really quickly, because now we do have it for authors, because there's so many people out there that are authors. And remember what I said, you don't just have to be a HOV publishing, Hope of Vision publishing author. It is for authors anywhere that want a platform to be able to share and open up with their, with a larger audience. So this is an opportunity for you to do an author submission form. Same thing, go into that form. You're going to fill out that form. Okay, we'll get notification, and then we'll personally be in touch with you to be able to go through your next steps so you can be selected as one of the authors for one of the months coming up. in 2026. So, did everybody get that? I wanted to make sure I shared that information. So, make sure, yes, you stop by our website. And let me do this again. Hold on. Okay, guys, it's a lot of buttons here, but let me get that off the screen. Come back up so I can talk to you. All right. So, once again, let me just leave you. Go to morningbrewwithgermaine.com so you can get more information and more details. Okay. All right. Thank you for that moment. So, but I want to say to you, this is why in 2026, this year, Authors Brew Friday is expanding. It is. It's not just about spotlighting published authors, it's about honoring storytellers, those writing, revising, restarting, and rediscovering their voices. So this year, Authors Brew Friday will connect directly to, yes, the Morning Brew Book Club. Yes, our shared reading experiences and the ideas that stories are currency, even before they're complete. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, so let's go back into, you know what? I think I may have lost my Instagram connection. I hope it's still going, but I think I exit out of it. Anyway, I think I hit the wrong button. So I'm sorry, Instagram, if I did disconnect by accident. I did not mean to, but you could definitely check us out over on YouTube at Morning Brew with Germaine on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So let me get back into this because now we're coming to a space that everyone can participate in, which is our reflection questions. All right. So our reflection questions, you know how I like leaving a question with you or two. So let me ask you this, something for you to think about. What chapter are you writing right now? That's the first question. What chapter are you writing right now? Okay. And the second question, are you allowing yourself to honor it, even if no one else sees it yet? Those are two questions for you. Now, reflection questions are for you to take a moment to think about those things. All right? Just think about it. And you know what? You may not have the answer today. The answer may show up tomorrow, next week, next month, but they're for you, okay? To sit with, to really think through some things. All right. So I told you guys we're going to be bringing this to a close. So I want to say, if you're someone who loves stories, reflection, and reading with intention this year, we're creating space for you to do that together with us. You don't have to be in it by yourself. And I know the top of the year, we have all these New Year's resolutions and stuff. But you know what? I don't even want to think about like the word resolutions or this is what I'm going to. No, I'm just going to implement some things. And I talked about it yesterday. You know, I have 3 words: consistency will turn into transformation and help to grow community. Those are my 3 words: consistency, transformation, and community. And they're so broad, which means anything can come out of those. But I'm not going to get stuck on, yep, I'm writing my this year's my resolution for this year on what I want to do different. I'm not going to do that because you know what? It'll be 30 days and I don't forgot about what I put on the list. But I'm going to just stick with consistency, transformation, and community, building relationships, building connections, helping people to birth their vision, their purpose, their passions. I'm going to focus on those things. Yeah. And I'm just going to watch it grow a little bit at a time, being a consistent, a little bit at a time. You'll start seeing transformation. You'll start seeing things build and happen. Next thing you look up, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. Just a little bit at a time. That's it. All right. So you're going to hear more about how we're reading together through our book club on Morning Brew Book Club Mondays, reflecting together and sharing together. Yes. And also, don't forget the weekly pour. Talked about it yesterday. It's our new I don't know if I want to call it a newsletter. I don't know if I want to call it a blog. It's just the weekly pour is a collection of all that we're working on, giving you insight beyond after our lives 5 days a week. You still have something to connect to. So, yes, it's our digital newsletter, it's our digital blog. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's information for you to stay connected with Morning Brew with Germaine. Okay. So let's get into our final sip. Our final sip, whereas I just like to leave something with you to take along your daily journey. Okay. So you don't have to finish the book to be an author. Remember, you have to just call it into existence. I am an author. And now, believe it, know it, and then let it start manifesting. Okay? All right. You have to see a thing first before it is, right? You have to see it first. So call those things into existence as though they were. And then next thing you know, it's like you're living in it. All right. So you just have to keep showing up to the page. Ha! Little bit at a time, little bit at a time. Next thing you know, you got your whole manuscript in your hand. And now it's like, I need to call Germaine. I need to connect with HOV Publishing to get my book published, right? Okay. And that's whether if you want to self-publish, if you want to go the publishing route, the hybrid publishing route, at the end of the day, you still own your intellectual property. Your story is yours. All right. So guys, you know what? In the final, these are just a few call to action steps that I'm leaving with you. So I want you to sip honest. Honor the chapter you're in. I want you to sip brave. Keep writing, even quietly. And I want you to sip purposefully. Trust that unfinished doesn't mean unimportant. So, with that, hey, this is your girl Germaine, and this has been another Morning Brew with Germaine, Authors Brew Friday. Until next time, guess what? Keep pouring into purpose, one page at a time. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of the community. Stay connected. Great things. You never know how your life too may be transformed. Just being connected in community. So, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. But continue to write the story as it's being told. I'll see you on Monday for, guess what? Morning Brew with Germaine, Book Club Monday. Looking forward to seeing you then. Stop by, just stop by the site. Let me just put the website up one more time. Stop by. Like I said, changes are happening, new things, get your information. The link will be available today for you to sign up to get your preview. This is it's going to officially launch on Monday, but you can get a copy sooner. You can get a copy of the weekly pour, even though it's going to officially launch on Monday. Okay. But have a great day, like I said, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.